Could you just really talk about, first thing I'm going to ask you is about the NBA this season, in terms of how it was perceived before this year and to now. Was this like one of the greatest years, you think, of the NBA's existence because of so many teams that had so much talent?
Yeah, well, yeah, especially in the West Coast. I mean, you had a finish to the end in the playoff race, and then you had the Lakers emerging, and you had the classic Lakers and Celtics thing. I think it was great for the fans, and just to see guys to win a championship who've never won one before. I mean, this is stuff you really write about. You really don't think about it. If you could write the NBA season, how would it go? I think this was as close as it's been in a while.
Have you had the thoughts, with so much talent around you, have you had thoughts of actually playing the two with all the skills that you had?
Not at all. I tried playing the wings, and I don't like it.
You don't like it at all? Even the three? No. Just a basic 4 or 5?
Yeah, not even 3, man. I mean, I've been there, and when you catch the ball so far away from the basket, I really didn't like that. I don't care for it. So I like to be in the post. I like to have an option of stepping out instead of starting out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. In terms of your personality, you talked about it earlier, but how did you think your personality would mesh with the rest of so many eccentric personalities on this team?
Well, I mean, one thing I always do, in a situation, I'm always going to be myself no matter what happens. And, when you're yourself, people will gravitate towards you, or you'll gravitate towards someone else. And I don't have to step outside my boundaries just to fit in. I mean, I'm myself. These guys are going to be themselves, and I think that that helps us out a lot, because you really see the person for what they are. People like to have fun, people like to joke around, but you like to work hard as well.
Yeah, also you talked about earlier about, how NBA fans actually see you now.
Yeah.
In terms of, I don't want to call you a joker, but, in terms of just that lightheartedness coming out of you.
Yeah.
Is that something you're running with? Or is that something you want to hold on, put the reins on?
Nah, man. I mean, that's a part of my personality, and sometimes I just like to display it. I pick and choose my times. I mean, I'm not going to be in a game. Sometimes, I'm not going to be in the game just goofing off.
Right.
Joking around. But, when I'm in my downtime, I just wanted to show that side of me, because a lot of people don't know it. I mean, I've had so many people shocked when they've met me just because I like to laugh and everything. That really tripped them out. So that kind of put the idea in my head, like, okay, what can I do to kind of show my personality and show how I really am?
What's your favorite Olympic team since you've been in a lot? 92, of course. Yeah.
92. That's the year. I mean, I watched every game, and to me as a kid, it didn't matter about the score. It just mattered that all these Hall of Famers, all these great players, all these championships, I mean, all these guys were on the same team. And I mean, it was so big. I watched every game. I was only in the third grade or second grade or something like that. I watched every game.
At that time, did you have great NBA dreams? Was it something that you thought can become a reality even at that age?
Not yet. I mean, I love basketball, but I think that kind of started me in the right direction. Because, I mean, you watch those games, and then, you see, Bird, Magic, and Jordan on a fast break, and you see the moves that they do, and you go to the playground and try to imitate those things. Do the same thing they're doing, because basketball time was in the summer, and that never happened. So that was like a real treat for us. So we watch those games, go to the playground, and try to do the same thing.
Do you think about yourself now being that Michael Magic? I'm talking about just on an Olympic level, in terms of you being that sole model for the youth that are out there learning the game today. What do you want to tell them? What do you want to show them to give them that spark to become eventually maybe a future NBA player?
I mean, just to know that it always starts where they are. It starts with you watching basketball, you loving the game. And then we want to display our talent, of course, but we want to display our teamwork as well. We want to show kids that you have to work as a unit to accomplish a goal, because a lot of kids don't get that. They just think that they show up and they, hog the ball and they're winners. It doesn't work like that. You have to make the guy next to you better.
One more question. What's it like playing with Coach K now as opposed to, trying to beat his
Yeah, I mean, Coach K gets a lot of heat because he's with Duke. Duke's been winning forever. Everybody's just so competitive. Like, man, I want to beat Duke so bad, and it's funny. I'm sure this summer we'll talk about a couple of matches that we've had back in my Tech days, but it's fun. I mean, he's a good guy. He's another guy who likes to have fun, but he's serious at the right times.